And see, look, the sun came down just for us. See how it was dying? If you can come back here, I don't mind you seeing it. It was dying. And I told you about the resiliency. It just came up on its own. One good rain and it came back. One good rain and all my basil came back on its own. I did nothing to it but the rain, nature. I had been with the Children's Defense Fund for years, a few years. We were building what we call Freedom Schools. Freedom Schools cultivates these young people from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade through college to get ready to join the movement. Hurricane Katrina comes, and we get the phone call, you have to go to New Orleans and do Freedom Schools. The children are suffering. We are the Children's Defense Fund. May 2006, we take this program we've been training on and building and having different places in different communities across this country, and we take it and focus it completely in New Orleans, just put programming in place for young people. They didn't have anywhere to go. We had to get the children away in a place so they can have a safe place and then support the parents so they can have a safe space. So it was really a full wraparound service for families, and we built from there. First, New Orleans is a black and brown people. The culture is rich. The sense of community is dynamic. It is one of the most beautiful places you want to meet people in community. But after that storm, and before that storm, black and brown communities were already placed in a place of oppression. There were always two cities, two separate cities. There was wealth on one side and there was poverty on another side, and that was really clear there. The Ninth Ward that wasn't a place of wealth. So after that storm, it just literally just kind of washed them away as if they didn't belong, and that is their city. And what I noticed is that those people continue to have a spirit of liberation in their own city. So Freedom Schools was a perfect match. We just bought the programming. They had the energy and the spirit. This is the freshest stuff. I let it grow, but you cut this down, it'll be up and moving in the next week or so. My time in New Orleans, my own wellness journey, has a relationship, and I hadn't really thought about that relationship of the trajectory of my own life. I'm watching people literally build their own communities from their own resources. I'm watching people use their own gifts and what they have. And I was like, well, my own community needs stuff. And it's something I have inside of me that I gotta give too. You just clip them off. And it comes back for you. And I think we got enough of what we can do, make us a tea. We can make a tea out of this alone. Ella Baker, civil rights, behind the scenes strategist for the movement, always quotes, in order for this to be a meaningful system for people, they have to learn how to change the system in a radical way. You got to change the system so that it meets your needs. Teaching people that they have a place on this earth, and their job is to sustain it and maintain it and prepare for the next generation, is very radical. The reality is that these young people, particularly on Katrina, remember, they were the children on the roofs. They were floating in the water. They were the ones who no one was coming for them. They just saw how injustice kind of culminated in one moment for them. So you don't leave them with not understanding what that means for them. They have to know how to fight it now. Black communities are always in a space of needing to regain what was taken away from them. It's an ongoing fight, and it's hard to heal and build when you're not healed. Once your needs are met, you can now be a full human. We can recover what was lost. You can recover a sense of family, these values that you believe in, a sense of community, a sense of self-worth. You can recover a lot of things that was taken from you in the previous system. If you keep trying to go take it from the previous system, you'll never get it. You have to rebuild a system in order to recover a post system. Those are hurdles, and they're real hurdles. Oh, and I get you some lemongrass. We can do lemon. So all my teas are based in lemongrass. Many of my teas have lemongrass. I dry it for the actual teas, but for here, we'll make, and you can smell it. I don't know if you can smell it as I clip it, but the citrus smell is coming out. So this is a tea. My garden, my little backyard, my little respite. You can't do justice work and advocacy work without having a place to restore for yourself. So we're talking about recovery as community. We got to recover as people too. So this is my kind of place where I recover and I reset and I rebuild as well. An impactful takeaway from my time in New Orleans would be, even in the midst of hurt and pain and chaos, and we took it it made it into opportunity. And I'm so grateful and humbled by the people in New Orleans allowing us to be a part of that process with them. That was, I don't think when you're in the middle, you're 25 years old, you're not thinking about, oh, we're making a difference, but we did something. We were a part of something for that moment to change some lives. There's an abundance, there's a harvest from this, which is why I talk about my garden so much, but there's a harvest that came from those relationships. And it's time to lean into them. I found a way to find my own way of therapy. I use tea as therapy for myself, and I use tea as kind of advocacy and activism. That is my kind of power drink, my own power drink. And then of course the outdoors and the gardening piece of it, you gotta look at a garden as its own community. And it surprises you in such a beautiful way, but you gotta make sure the soil is right. You gotta make sure it's set up pretty, and it deserves to be in a pretty space. It deserves a pretty spot, because I know people need to see beauty. Tea and outdoors and garden and herbs, and then still justice blended all in it.